All right, welcome to Mechanical Drawings. I'm starting out here. Just like with each week, I'm making a copy and moving it forward. So I'm in week 5, um, and I've made a copy. Now, what we're going to do is there's a couple of different ways to um, deal with specialty things. If you're working for mechanical, plumbing contractor, structural contractor, things like that, and you're doing just those things. You get an architectural file from an architect and you want to add mechanical to it or structural to it or plumbing or things like that. The way to do that is you go with oh, a new project and you choose your template that you want. So I'm going to choose mechanical template. Okay, and it opens up a blank file, but it's got these floor plans already set up. And see, they're called mechanical and plumbing. Okay. And all right, let's see now. I want to remember how to do this. No, because I did it. Um, oh, manage links. Duh. Okay, so we go to a link here, and we want to add the file. So I'm going to go back up to because I got some mechanical stuff in week 4 already. I'm going to go back to week 3. Okay, and so you pick your file that you want to link to, and that was the latest one. Okay, so and it churns and it churns. Okay, normal is an overlay, and it's just like that. Okay, your options are you could do an, an attachment. Um, there's things that I was doing some reading on, and you can have nested linked files. Okay, and so overlay is the normal if you're dealing with nested and things like that, and the attachment. Anyway, and so the way this thing works is you cannot edit architectural things in this file, but it's there just like an X reference, in AutoCAD. Okay. And see, everything is kind of grayed out. Now you can, uh, turn off floors. You can, come in here and you can edit visibility. So you can turn things on and off as far as visibility, but you can't actually edit those things. Okay. And so this is how, normally it would work. Okay. And you've got your system stuff here. You got all your mechanical, plumbing, electrical. Okay, but because we're dealing with just one file, we're just going to do it all in one file. So we're not going to do the attachment and the overlays. But just for your enjoyment, um, that's how you would do it. Okay. All right. So here I am. I'm back in my folder here. I want to create some new views, and I'm going to create new plan view, and I'm going to duplicate my first floor. And then I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to duplicate uh, my top of footing, which is the basement stuff. And then you'd want to do one for the second floor also, okay, because you're going to do it on the second floor. All right, so I'm going to come down here. I'm going to rename this one um, basement mechanical. And then the first floor one that I did, I'm going to rename it first floor mechanical. All right, now in these, we're going to do some edits up here. And under here, under discipline, we're going to change that to mechanical. And I want to do that here also. Okay. All right. And you may have to play with your view ranges. Okay. Because here in this one, we're going to want to see the beam, the steel beam. Okay. And honestly, I don't know that we so much. Yeah, we do need it because of the AC unit and stuff that goes down here in the basement. So you may have to adjust your view range up and down, especially on the first floor mechanical. We'll go to the first floor one, and we're going to turn off floors, and we're going to turn off structural framing. And you can turn off doors and stuff if you want, if they're getting in your way. You can turn off rooms if those things are getting in the way. Often they do. Okay. But we do need to see the walls, and the doors are kind of helpful too. Okay, and you'll want to adjust your view range so that you can see the steel beam in the basement. So I'm just going to set the view range to top of garage footing because I want to be able to see that beam. Okay, now we're going to do some settings. So we're going to go up here to Systems, HVAC, angles. Everything we're doing is at a 90-degree angle. We're not having any weird angles, so we can turn all those off. Yeah, we can leave those things the same. These just have all of them, so we can just leave all of those in. Okay, and so that was one of the things we needed to do there. You're going to want to load, so just to start with, we're going to have some rectangular duct. So let's go with default, and you want to go edit type and routing preferences. Okay, in this rectangular duct, we're not going to have any elbows. We're not going to have any junctions. Well, yeah, we are. So we're going to change that to tap, and the junction rectangular takeoff. We'll go with that. We may have to change that, and you may have to load some of these if they're not, popping up. Transition. Yeah, we'll leave that rectangular transition. Okay, and then we're going to save that. Okay, and then as you saw, I had one in here already that I had created called an 8x8 because over here in this area we got an 8x8 duct system, and here I added an elbow to it because we do have some bends in it. Okay. And so you'll want to make that, and you may have to load it. If you come down here like that one says to none, you'll have to go load family. And we're not putting a cross in, but okay. And these things are in duct, fittings, whatever you're dealing with, rectangular, and whatever you're gonna need. You may need elbows, you may need taps, and transitions. Okay. So you may have to load those. Okay. All right. Fittings. Most of the time, some of the fittings will actually put in place, but most of them will go in after you've got a duct in place. Okay. But we're gonna have to play with some stuff there also. Air terminals, these are your registers. Um, and this is one we're going to use up on the floor. Uh, you may have to edit the size of it to get a 10 by 4, but it's a floor hosted um, item. So for the basements, we may not be able to use them in the basement. We'll see. Okay. Um, I think all those are okay. Um, so those are kind of some of the settings that you're going to set up, and there's a couple of things that we're going to edit as we go through. One in particular is the round takeoff standard, and I actually edited the family for this one because if you look at it, you can't change any of the radiuses on it because it's hosted based on the duck itself. But these links, I ended up editing those um, as you know, as we're dealing with duct work, which is a video coming up in the future. Because some of these I had to change these down to 1 inch, and you may have to change this down to like 3 inches, 4 inches, something like that. Okay. All right. So let me pause that, and then we'll come back with how to get started with the furnace.